Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live. I don't want to say I'm excited to talk about this topic, but I am looking forward to addressing this because, oh my goodness, unless you've been hiding under a rock, then you have probably noticed that some things have changed recently in light of current events. We are all having to make just some adjustments, some of us more than others. Thankfully, it has not affected my family a whole lot yet, other than baseball being canceled and not being able to find toilet paper yesterday. Um, we're it's business as usual over here. We are on spring break, so school has not been canceled for my kids yet, but I know that some counties surrounding where I live, they have canceled school. So I wouldn't be surprised if school does get canceled for my kids. And I know that some of you on this call have already been affected by school cancellation. So anyways, we're all in this together. I think that this is new for all of us. And with change comes fear oftentimes. We tend to fear what we can't control, or what we don't know about. We fear the unknown. We definitely fear change. And I just want you guys to know that fear is not always a bad thing. And I'm going to address that later in the call. And also that change always brings opportunity. And so that's the main point of this call tonight. I was going to share my screen. I made a little PowerPoint thing. Okay. You guys see my screen? Okay. So let's talk about it. Coronavirus, COVID-19. How should we as Plexus ambassadors respond? So I love this quote, and this was one of the first things I thought of whenever I started getting questions about like what all is going on, should we be concerned, and things like that. And also having these thoughts myself, because I mean, I'm human, right? I have these thoughts and concerns myself. And so this quote came to mind by Winston Churchill: a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. Is that not the truth? Right? I mean, how many people have you talked to about this opportunity who don't want to do it because they think it's going to be too hard? They see the difficulty in the opportunity rather than seeing the opportunity in the difficulty. Okay, so that's the other part of the quote. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. So here's the first thing. First point I want to make is during this time, you need to see the opportunity that is here for you and for other people. So I just want to start off by saying, first of all, that I track my points every single month, and I have done this for years, okay? And I just want you guys to know that my points are higher today than they have been on the 16th of any other month to date in my Plexus business, okay? So do I think that things are slowing down? No, I don't. I don't see any slowdown. I mean, it seems like everything is business as usual. We have more joins this time this month than we had this time last month. And you guys know what a momentum month February was for our team. And we've had even more joins this month than last month, compared to this time last month. So joins are still coming in. People are working. People are excited. And I want you guys to know that the purpose of any business, not just Plexus, but any business, think about it, is to solve the problems that people have. And you've heard me say a million times that the purpose of marketing a product or a service is not necessarily to sell for the sake of sales. It is to figure out what the consumer's needs are and then make the connection between what the consumer's needs are and how you can meet that need. Every single business has ebbs and flows. And so during the season, what you want to focus on, number one priority, is focus on super serving your customers. And when I say customers, I want you to perceive wholesalers, whatever. I don't mean actual people who go to your website and click shop and order as a customer. I don't mean retail and preferred. I mean people who are using the products in your downline, your clients. Focus on super serving those people and on solving their problems, okay? So what is every single person in America thinking about right now? I mean, you can just call it out in the chat if you have any ideas. 2 things: their health, their finances, or their job situation, their work. Guys, you have an answer to both. I saw a post that Sarah Robbins did today, and if you don't know who Sarah Robbins is, you need to. She is the top earning female earner, did I say that, in America in network marketing, okay? So she has written several books. She has released multiple trainings, very successful industry leader. And her post today was so encouraging to me. She said, guys, I have not seen such an opportunity for a huge boom in network marketing since the recession of 2008. She said 2008 is when her business exploded in network marketing. So she was a school teacher by trade, kindergarten teacher, and she could see that the economy was downturning, and she was fearing losing her job. And so she began looking for an opportunity, and she did not even have kids at the time. Okay. So the good thing about network marketing is that your opportunity is not really dependent on what is going on around us right now. Now, if you were in a company like 31 or something like cosmetics or maybe Tupperware, like I'd probably be a little concerned. But guys, people are stocking up in the vitamin aisle right now. People are concerned about their health. If they had to let some things go, they might let their Tupperware go. But people are not going to let their supplements go. They have to take care of their health. People are very concerned about their health right now. And so you have, how many times over the course of your Plexus business have you said or posted that 70% of the immune system resides in the gut? You probably cannot even count on both of your hands how many times you've said or posted that if you've been in this business for any amount of time, because we know that as Plexus ambassadors. Okay, so you have solutions to offer people. You know how to build a strong immune system. You know that our products help with that. Also, coronavirus. Did you guys watch Shoshana Easling's live video today? It was so informative. She was just talking about how the people that are dying from coronavirus are actually dying from pneumonia caused by the coronavirus. It's massive amounts of inflammation in the lungs. Okay, so you guys know how to reduce inflammation. You keep your blood sugar balanced, you keep your gut healthy. Those things reduce cellular inflammation. Our products help with inflammation. Some of our products are specifically designed to help with inflammation, okay? And that is not really compliant to say that. So I'm just trusting that you guys are not going to go and post all of that and talk about don't go and make any claims about Plexus healing or treating or curing coronavirus or inflammation for that matter. But I want you guys to be informed that that is the root of problems that we are dealing with, and our problems address these issues, okay? All right, now as far as the opportunity is concerned, guys, we have to talk about the opportunity. There's so many people out there right now that need and are looking for an opportunity, something to do from home, something to do online, because their kids are out of school for the next month or longer and they can't go to work, but they still have a family to provide for. Why would they not want an opportunity to market supplements that everybody they know needs right now, and they can make money doing it? People need our products and our opportunity more right now than they ever have before. And so if you know that, then you can boldly and confidently and compassionately talk about those things. Some people's businesses or their line of work is going to be affected more than others. People are going to be missing paychecks and stuff like that. So people are looking and thinking about opportunities. They're thinking about how they're going to provide for their family. And like Sarah Robbins said, this is a huge opportunity if you look for it and if you capitalize on it. Okay. Now that does not mean that we do it in like a bragging way, like, oh, ha ha ha, I told you so. We're in network marketing. I've told you this is a great opportunity. Who's laughing now? Like, definitely don't do it with that tone. That is not loving, and that is not compassion. People are really going to be affected by the changes that we see happening right now. And so we want to be cognizant of that, okay? People will reprioritize their finances. So you see certain things that feel chaotic maybe, or just different. We're used to certain luxuries. I know I have certain team members who every restaurant in their state has been shut down. Well, what do you think that means for their health, first of all? And what does that mean for their budget? If they're not eating out as much, what are they going to spend their money on? They need to be investing in their health. People spend money on eating out because that's what they value, right? And we've talked about this a lot too. When people say, I can't afford the products, it's not usually that they can't afford the products. What you need to hear when people say, I can't afford the products, is that you haven't made that valuable enough to them yet, okay? And so the way to make it valuable is just through education. If you build belief in our products, right now, people are thinking about their health. And so just like going to a funeral, I went to a funeral this past Saturday. Every time I go to a funeral, it makes me realize what's the most important things in life and what's not. Things that I thought I didn't have time for before I went to that funeral, like playing a board game with my kids, or maybe having a difficult conversation with a family member that I would rather avoid. Things that I just thought, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to deal with that. I don't have the emotional energy for that. When you go to a funeral, doesn't everything just come into perspective for you? You realize what the most important things are, right? So during times like this, people are going to prioritize what's the most important, okay? So going out to eat is not the most important. You know what's more important than taking your kids out to eat and to a movie? Their health. Also providing for their financial needs and opportunity, right? So people are going to reprioritize. And that is blocking my view. I don't know what that says under that block. Okay, this is another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Every business has ebbs and flows. So here's some examples. If you think about Christmas time, if you are, let's just say you are selling weight loss pills, for example. Something that a lot of people are not thinking about over Thanksgiving and Christmas is weight loss pills, okay? They are thinking about their health. People who care about their health, they think about their health and fitness all of the time. But weight loss, a lot of times, is kind of like generally, it's something people don't think about all of the time. But there are ebbs and flows to that. So let's just say you are a company that sells weight loss pills. And I'm not talking about Plexus, because we are not in the weight loss business. We are in the long-term health business, which is why there's such an opportunity for you right now. But there are products that we do promote as something that could help you manage your weight and things like that. All right. But Plexus aside, let's just say your product is a weight loss pill. Then over Thanksgiving, when people know they're pigging out, then they're probably not as concerned about their weight loss pill or their weight loss shake. Okay. Now, if you are in the toy business around Christmas time, then Christmas time the last quarter of the year is going to be the biggest season of the year for you. Okay. Now, fast forward 1 month, New Year's. If you're in the weight loss pill business, then your business is going to be booming, right? If you're in the toy business, Not so much. Does that mean that the sky is falling or that the world is coming to an end? No. It just means that there are ebbs and flows in every single business out there. Okay. Renew you. Like, we know that in January, people are really thinking about their health goals, right? They're thinking about getting that holiday 10 pounds they just gained off. And so we do things like Renew You or the Slim Down Challenge, or things where we know it's going to address what people are thinking about right then. We don't do Renew You challenges all year. Most of the time, we are focused primarily on long-term health. But we do have products that address what people are thinking about in that moment. And so we're going to focus more on that, right? So right now, everybody's thinking about their immune system. Everybody's thinking about long-term health. And so you need to be talking about, posting about, sharing about what people are thinking about. And we have, from the beginning, focused on long-term health and are building up strong immune systems and getting to the root of issues and things like that. And we have products that help with all of those things. And so that is what we need to focus on right now. And you have an opportunity in front of you, but not just you, but everyone that you know has an opportunity in front of them right now to market and share some products that really, truly meet people's core needs and provide for their family while they are doing good work that impacts people and improves people's quality of life. Okay, so what to sell? Did I mix these up? No, I didn't. Okay. So what to sell? They just came out with this immunity combo. Well, it's called the Everyday Wellness Combo. I am not sure if they are coming out with a welcome pack with just these products in it, but we'll talk about welcome packs in a minute. So this Everyday Wellness Combo, you need to, when I said you need to be focused on super serving your customers right now, if you have not reached out to every single level 1 that you have about this combo, then you need to do that as soon as possible. And I gave you a sample message at the bottom of the screen. I know it's probably small, especially on your phone. You probably can't even read that. But I will just have to copy and paste it and put it in the comments. But here's a sample message that you can send to people along with this graphic that tells people a little bit about each product that's in this combo. Hey, Susie, how are you guys holding up amidst all this craziness lately? Have you guys been affected by it? Thankfully, it's not been too bad here other than baseball's been canceled, but I'm taking precautions because I want to be smart. And I wanted to reach out to you because I'm sure you're taking precautions too, and I want to let you know that you have access to wholesale pricing on the brand new immunity combo that Plexus just rolled out in consideration of current events. Here's a little bit how each of the products in this pack help boost immunity, and it's 20% off, 26% off the retail price, so it's a great deal. You probably already know that 70% of the immune system is in the gut, and these products have the purest ingredients out of all the supplements that I've seen on the market. Is it okay if I share a little bit more about the perks that come with the purchase of this pack? All right, so that's just one sample message that you can use. Tweak that to make it sound like you. But also, whenever somebody says, yes, share a little bit more, then you're going to want to let them know that if they order over 130 PV, they'll get free shipping. So that might look like adding a trial pack of, I don't know. Would a trial pack work for this? I don't think a trial pack would. You don't get 12 PV. So maybe adding an extra bottle of Ease or an extra bottle of Probio 5, extra bottle of X Factor Plus. Just, do the math on the PV on the products, but they would need one more product if they want to get free shipping. If they get 150 PV, they're going to get a free bottle of CBD oil. And also, they're going to earn perks credits if they put this on a subscription. Everybody can add this combo right here to a subscription at this point. They fixed it today to where you can. So if they order 100 PV, then they're going to get $10 in Plexus perks. If they order 150 PV, they're going to get free shipping, a free bottle of CBD oil, and $15 in Plexus perks. Okay, so it's a really good deal. A lot of value to offer there. And I just want to tell you guys a personal story of especially X Factor Plus. My girls, Grace and Hannah Kate, they had the flu. I believe it was, I didn't have them tested, but I believe it was probably the flu a few weeks ago. Grace got it first for a solid week. She missed school. She had a fever for 4 days straight, and she just was, I mean, she did not leave the couch, and it was crazy. And so then, as her caretaker, I thought, oh my gosh, I think I'm getting it. Like, there was one day, as a matter of fact, Christina and Emily and Michelle were supposed to be coming to my house, and I thought it was coming down with this bug, whatever it was. My body ached. I was feeling rough. I went to sleep on the couch. Anyways, before I took a nap, I took X Factor Plus, and then I went and took a nap, and I woke up. And by that evening, I felt better. All my symptoms were gone. And so I was like, okay, maybe that was just a fluke. Maybe I just needed a nap. Well, the next week, Hannah Kate came down with it. And she was out of school the entire week, too. So for 2 weeks, I did not leave my house. I had people help me with drop-offs and pickups. And I didn't realize it was 2 weeks since I hadn't left my house until I left my house. And then I was like, oh, sunshine. But they were very sick. One had it 1 week, one had it the next week. Well, when Hannah Kate got it, same thing. I thought I was coming down with it. Body aches, chills. I took X Factor Plus. By that evening, my symptoms were completely gone. And I could not get Hannah Kate to swallow the X Factor Plus capsule, or I would have, because I tried to get her to, because I was like, oh my gosh, this will help you. As a matter of fact, Grace did take X Factor Plus, and the duration of her virus that she had was 3 days shorter than Hannah Kate's. So I really believe in how effective our products are I mean, you cannot prevent a cold or a flu, just so you know. Like, you cannot prevent a virus. But you can build up a strong immune system where the symptoms don't hit you as hard, and you can fight it off sooner, okay? So don't be out there telling people that you never get sick, or that your kids never get sick, or that they're not ever going to get sick if they're on these immunity products, because the truth is you cannot really prevent a virus. Like, you could go to the grocery store and not come in contact with a single person, but sometimes viruses can live on a surface, like a milk carton or the handle of the bathroom door, like whatever, okay? But you can, like I said, build your immunity up. Okay, so as far as welcome packs are concerned, here are some good ones. Triplex is always a good one, so I didn't circle that one. But Triplex is great for immunity. It gets rid of yeast overgrowth in your gut. Yeast overgrowth will compromise your immunity. It causes, as a matter of fact, autoimmune diseases if you have yeast overgrowth in your gut. So Triplex for sure is a great one for people to start with. And you guys know that I have built my entire business off of those 3 products right there. But we want to be super relevant. If people are mostly concerned about their immunity, this is a good one. If you want a $99 welcome pack option, Slim, X Factor, and Vital Biome is a good choice. It has X Factor in it, like I just mentioned. Slim will reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and then Vital Biome is going to put all of that friendly bacteria in there, which is what keeps you healthy, okay? Most people have 80% bad bacteria, 20% good in their guts, and the ratio should be flip-flopped. So you definitely want to reseed that gut. Vital Biome can help with that. The $1.99 packs variety is good. It has all of the immunity products in it. And Family Essentials is also good. It also contains the kids' vitamins and probiotics, okay? So those are some good welcome packs that you can promote. Okay. So what to do with the fear and the worry? So if you're a human being, there's no way to not look at what's going on and have some concern about it, okay? Because, like I said, things are changing. And so I want to address that, because these are circumstances that none of us have really dealt with before. And it does stir up some fear. And depending on what sources you are allowing in your mind, the fear can really paralyze you if you let it. And so we definitely do not want that happening. on our team or in our families or with anybody that we love. And so we want to be a lighthouse for people. So people look for stability during times like this. They're looking for a beacon of light. They're looking for a lighthouse. So think about a lighthouse and the purpose that it serves. A lighthouse is not really needed on a sunshiny day. Think about when you would be really thankful to see a lighthouse. You'd be really thankful if you are in a boat and the waves are crashing around you and it's dark and you can't see land and you've lost direction, it's storming, right? And then you spot the lighthouse and the lighthouse gives you direction. And the lighthouse kind of reassures you, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, I know where to go now. So you need to be a lighthouse for people. People are looking for stability. Be the lighthouse. This will pass. This too shall pass. There have been, guys, I think what you focus on expands. And so if people were, like, if let's just say the news media was reporting on the flu, the way they are reporting on this coronavirus, what do you think everybody would be focused on? If the news media was reporting on the amount of kids that die in car accidents every single day, what do you think everybody would be focused on? So just know that things are not as bad as the news media makes it out to be. They're actually being very irresponsible with their reporting. Most of it is fear-mongering. Most of it is extreme. It's cast in a very negative light. They want you to be in fear, because if you are in fear, you will continue to watch, right? It makes their ratings go up and things like that. So just know that this will pass. Be confident in that. Uh-oh, let me mute. Oh gosh, I can't mute. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think it's Terry. Terry, can you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So just be confident that this will pass. Viruses do not last forever, and things will go back to normal. Don't bury your head in the sand and act like nothing is going on, that nothing is changing, that everything is the same. But be confident and just know that God's in control and that this is going to pass. Okay, so balance is somewhere in the middle. It's not being in complete denial, like, oh, I don't care what everybody says, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to go to that concert. I'm going to go, which you can't go to a concert right now because everything's been shut down. But I'm going to do whatever I want. This is all just, whatever. I don't believe in any of it. I mean, you can't be in denial, but you can't be buried in fear either. Be confident that this will pass, because it will. It always does. Joy comes in the morning, right? Fear informs you how to make wise decisions, so it's not always a bad thing. We need fear, right? Fear is what would keep you from touching a hot stove, okay? So fear is not necessarily a bad thing all of the time unless you're allowing it to paralyze you. If you are allowing the fear to propel you to take the right actions, then fear can be very beneficial, and it can even protect you from danger. But sometimes fear tells you you're in danger when really you're not. Okay. Innovation is born out of adversity. So, sorry, I got something in my throat. Get creative and do not miss out on this opportunity to share our products that people need right now and our opportunity that people need right now, because you're buried in fear of what's going to happen. Because I promise you, there are people out there who are going to really capitalize on the opportunity that we have sitting before us right now. And innovation, like, you're going to, during adversity, or if you're facing a challenge or a hurdle, then you are going to think like you've never thought before. Like, you will be forced to think outside the box. You will be forced to find solutions like you have never done before. So that is how necessity is the mother of invention, right? That is how that immunity combo just got rolled out, because Jennifer Leaf Diamond went in the Jewel page and was like, hey, everybody's concerned about their immune system right now. Can we get a combo stat? We need a combo. We need an immunity combo. And you know what? The next day, Plexus rolled one out because they listened to us, right? But she was sitting there thinking, how can I serve my customers? How can I serve the people that I care about? What can I do right now in this moment to solve people's problems? And she just saw the opportunity. And now we have something that we can promote to people that we care about because she was willing to think about how she could serve and solve problems. Okay, monitor your inputs. Guys, this might, if you don't take anything else away from this call, this is the number one thing I want you to take away. Please write this down if you are taking notes. Monitor your inputs. If you are constantly watching the news or reading posts on social media, most of which are cast in a negative light, what do you think is going to happen to your mindset? You will succumb to the fear mindset, okay? You are not immune to fear and negativity. You have to make a choice what you will allow in your mind. It is a daily, sometimes an hourly, sometimes a minutely choice what inputs you are going to allow. All right, so that means, who are you following on social media? If you're following conspiracy theorists, please stop, because that's not going to do anything good for your mindset, okay? If you are reading news articles, you probably shouldn't do that more than once a day, okay? It's okay to check for updates or whatever, but anything you are allowing in that you notice is causing you to worry or causing you to fear, you have to make a choice to cut it out. And then you also have to be very intentional about filling your mind with things that counteract the fear. Okay, so we talked about starving your fear and building your belief a couple of weeks ago on the call that I did for you guys about how to motivate your team and building belief in the business and stuff like that. And I talked a lot about starving your fear. But in order to do that, you have to be intentional to build the belief, because it's not going to just occur to you. Like, you have so many negative messages bombarding you, especially right now. Like, there's almost no getting away from it. You can be intentional about some things, but at the same time, you're not going to escape all of it, okay? So you're going to be bombarded by somebody at work who has something negative to say. Somebody on social media, you're just scrolling innocently and see a post. It could be your spouse, could be your kids. It could be something on the radio, like on TV. It could be anything, okay? You're constantly bombarded with negativity. And so if you're not being super intentional to combat it, you will succumb to the fear mindset. So what can you do to be intentional? Well, you can listen to podcasts. I listened to a good one today, shared it with a few of you. I got it from Christina. Thank you, Christina, for adding value to my mindset today, because I listened to it once while I was running, and then I listened to it again while I was preparing to lead this team call. So that was very helpful in just sharing with me what I should be thinking about. What should I be focusing on? Things like that. All right, John Maxwell has a really good podcast that you can listen to. Be careful of the leaders that you follow. If you are, like I saw Jen Hawkins, she posted, and she was just like, we're not fearful. We have Jesus, we have hand sanitizer, we have Plexus supplements, best supplements on the market, and we are moving on with our lives. They're traveling, like whatever, you know. So she's taking precautions, but at the same time, she's not succumbing to fear. That's the type of leader that she's being a lighthouse, right? Isn't that what we all want? We want somebody who is stable, somebody who's not overrun by fear. Be intentional about who you are following. So monitor your inputs. It is a choice. If you find yourself giving in to the fear and the worry, ask yourself, what am I allowing in my mind? And am I being intentional about combating all of the negative input that I'm getting throughout the day? Okay. All right, bottom line, God's still in control, guys. 100% he's in control. So where is your trust? And I'm going to end this call by sharing with you some things that I have been reading over the last week before any of this chaos occurred, and before all of this, things just started shutting down and everything's getting canceled. I started reading this book, and it is not a coincidence that I started reading this book, but it's called Running Scared: Fear, Worry, and the God of Rest. And I started reading this book because a friend at church happened to hand it to me the other day at Bible study, like a week ago. And I was like, oh, that definitely looks like something because I'm a type 6 on the Enneagram, and I don't know if you know anything about the Enneagram type 6, but we tend to worry about anything. And I worry about my kids. I mostly worry about my kids. So I was just like, yeah, I definitely need this. This book has been so comforting to me. Just biblical perspective on fear and worry, and then just how to live in peace. And this book has been so good. So just wanted to share a little bit about what I learned from this book or what I just gleaned from this book. Basically that God hears us and he acts. And the bigger the odds, the more God likes that, because he gets more glory when he acts, right? Like sometimes God puts you in a place where you have nowhere to look but up. And like when he provides, where it came from. Like, it wasn't you, like, it was God. Okay. So he hears us. God loves us. And he listens to us, just like Plexus listened to us when Jennifer's like, hey, we need an immunity combo. And all the jewels are like, yes, yes, yes. The next day we had an immunity combo. Our company wants us to be successful. Guys, God is for you. He deeply loves you and he hears you. So when you are stricken with fear or worry, you put your trust in God and know that he deeply, truly cares for you. And if you really know that, the more time you spend in scripture, the more you know God, the less you will fear and worry. Okay? And he listens to your prayers and he takes action. I cannot tell you how many times in my own life God has provided in ways where I knew it was him. Like he has heard every cry. He has heard every prayer, and he has acted on my behalf. Okay. And he will do the same for you because he deeply loves you and he cares about every single aspect of your life. And the good news is he's 100% in control. All right, the manna principle. This was really good from this book. A couple of verses, he talks about how the Israelites were in the wilderness. They had just left Egypt. Now in Egypt, they were slaves, but they were fed. Like all their needs were met, but they were slaves. So God frees them from Egypt. They're no longer slaves, but they're wandering in the wilderness, and they don't even know who God is. Like Jacob did. Moses knows who God is, but the Israelites at this point, they don't have the benefit of like scripture. Like they have no precedent before this, okay? They just know that there's a leader who brought them out. Now they're in the wilderness and they have no food, okay? So here's Exodus 16:4. Then the Lord said to Moses, I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough just for that day. In this way, I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions. So God basically miraculously gave them manna. That's what it was called. Manna just means what is it? Because like there was nothing before that, like that, or after that. So it was just bread from heaven. And God says, I'm going to test you to see if you're going to follow my instructions. All right, here's Deuteronomy 8:2. Remember, okay, so this was after the fact. Like they made it to the promised land. This was like a long time later. They're not eating manna anymore, but God's bringing to remembrance. Remember that time the Lord led you all the way in the desert to humble you and to test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commands. So, God gives us enough for today, first of all. He wants us to know that he will provide our needs for today, okay? So you need to trust in him that he will provide your needs for today. And then this quote from this book, I love it so much. Control freaks and worriers, the Israelites, are being told that the challenges of life are ordained by God, by the Father and the King. They're neither random nor accidental. He's in control, right? The outcome of these daily tests does not give God any new information about us because he already knows. He is the searcher and the knower of hearts. He already knows what's there. It's not like he's learning something about you through this test. At least one of the purposes of these tests is to reveal us to ourselves. In that, they have the potential to reorient us and send us back to the true God. So that means you need to be in prayer. If you are struggling with fear or worry, it is because it is attached to some perceived need that you have. Who or what are you trusting in to meet your needs? Okay, so the answer should be God, but most of the time as humans, it's not. Like usually we trust in ourselves or in our money or what we can do or whatever. Can I just tell you a secret? You're not in control of anything. And I don't want to be in control of anything because I would surely mess everything up. So the manna principle, God gives us enough for today. And we need to trust him that he's going to meet our needs. All right, so he's teaching us through this to call out to him and to trust him if you are struggling with fear and worry. All right, the other test, the Sabbath test. So the Sabbath. So God commands that we take one day a week to rest. And this is a test of our trust in him because if you think about like an agrarian society where if you miss a day of planting, you could miss the rain. Like it could cost you your survival, right? Or if the harvest, you don't get out, you just take a day off in the middle of a harvest, that means like you could miss an opportunity to supply food for your family. Like God says rest one day a week. And so it is an act of trust and faith in him for you to do that because you're saying, God, I trust that you're not just going to meet my needs for today, but for tomorrow also. And so I do take a Sabbath day off every Sunday. I generally don't work on Sundays, okay? Because I believe it's the right thing to do. And I'm trusting that God's going to meet my needs, even though I'm not working that day, that God is going to meet my needs, okay? So he's going to take care of tomorrow too. Okay, so with these risks in mind about like, missing the harvest and stuff like that, the Sabbath was a really big deal for God to say, take a day off of work. I mean, it was a test. It was a weekly, I cannot say that word. What does that word say? Oh, a weekly tutorial for anxious people. Yeah, for anxious people. So here's a quote from the book. Worry and fear are about danger, perceived needs, or being out of control. By incorporating the Sabbath into the normal rhythms of life, God gives us weekly opportunities to say, you, God, are in control, and I will practice trusting you by honoring your Sabbath and resting today. So this is why I take one day a week off. I will work the other 6 days. That's the pattern God has set. And I do realize that if every single person on this call starts taking a day off a week, that can mean you're working less. But do you think I'm concerned about that? No, I'm not. I hope all of you do. You know why? Because I trust that God is going to meet my needs and yours too. My business has never, ever suffered because I take one day a week off to honor the Lord and rest and just trust that he's going to meet my needs for today and tomorrow too. Okay, so it's not all up to me. It's not all up to you. We're not in control of one single iota of anything. And God's gonna get us through this time period of craziness too, with just things shutting down, all the changes, the virus, whatever you think about the politics behind all of it. God's in control of all of it. None of this is a surprise to him, and he's going to reveal to you where your heart is. So what's your trust in? Because he's in control of all of it. So he wants to teach you to call out to him, trust him through all of these things. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight about fear and worry. Don't succumb to it. Don't be buried by it. Just know where your hope lies, and then do the work God's called you to do. He's put you in this place, in this season, at this time, for a reason. You have good work to do. You have an opportunity to offer people. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to share? Are you willing to open your mouth? Are you willing to think more about other people and what their needs are and the problems that you could solve? Or are you going to be so plagued by fear, and it might not even have, your fear might not have anything at all to do with this. Hey y'all, sorry. I'm back. Can y'all hear me and see me? Okay. So your fear may not have anything at all to do with what all is happening. Your fear may be of rejection. And he talks about in this book too, like that your fear is always a reflection of what you need, what you think you need. So if you need love and acceptance, you're going to fear rejection. Or maybe you have a fear of failure. Or maybe you have a fear of what people think. Or maybe you have a fear of germs. Or maybe you have a fear of change. All of us have fears. Not a matter of if you have fears. It's a matter of what kind and how much of it do you have. Okay? It's just like pride. Something every single human struggles with. So just know that God's in control. That's what I want to leave you with. And that he hears you. And he is, this could be a test to see where your faith and trust lies. All right. That's all I got, y'all. Hope this helps. Hope you're encouraged. We're all in this together. We're all sharing this together, in this opportunity together. And I'm excited to see the lives that are going to be changed and the explosion that could take place in your business because of your willingness to focus on the problems that you can solve for people right now in their lives. Very relevant. All right. Good night.